Week 5 is here, and it is officially October, which means everything gets wacky and spooky and scary. So let's see all the spooky, wacky, and scary things that happen in Week 5 of football. One does not simply doubt primetime Kirk Cousins. They simply bet the house against him. And the poor suckers that did that, they paid dearly with their lives. 500 yards, 3 tutties, and a back and forth with the rival Buccaneers. Baker and co. did well, but the Falcons were simply better. And Mr. Younghoe Koo could have or should have been better. But you take what you get, and what you get is a victory on Thursday Night Football, baby. In all seriousness, that was actually a really great game. The Vikings are 5-0. It feels like I'm living in 2016 all over again. Hopefully the same thing doesn't happen to these Vikings this time around. Anyways, this game was a lot like a lot of London games. They're always close. Sometimes one team has a big lead, then the other team comes back, but doesn't complete the comeback, and that team today was the Jets, unfortunately for them. I may have overestimated that Thursday win for the Jets, because their offense looks clueless once again, and the Jets are starting to look like the Jets. Yikes. Which ain't good. And now Aaron Rodgers has a hurt ankle, and the season is looking bad for the Jets. They're 2-3. It looks like the same schlock they've done the last 3 years. Golly, goddamn, this team cannot catch a break. The Minnesota Vikings just can't stop winning. The Dolphins got a lead! Yeah, let's go! Yay! The Dolphins actually won a game without Tua. And I'll be honest, from the bottom of me heart, I really don't care about this game. So let's just get the fuck out of here. The Dolphins won, the Patriots suck. What else do you want? Hey, listen, I know it's the Panthers, but hear me out. Caleb Williams played pretty damn good. He's gotten better each week, and on Sunday, he had his best game. Not only him, the O-line played better, and DeAndre Swift actually played well. Again, I know it's the Panthers, but still, it's improvement. And now the Panthers with Dalton look terrible again, and sooner or later, if they keep this up, they will probably be going to Bryce Young soon. Is that a good thing? I don't know. Maybe he's learned some things. Maybe he hasn't, and it gets worse. The Panthers, though, their hot streak of playing good for 2 games seems to come to an end, and now they look bad. Hopefully they turn around, though. Shall see. The Jags have done it. They've won a game! Let's go! The might of Joe Flacco and the Colts could not stop the Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence's scary hair. The Jags played very well on offense, and T-Law played very good. Doug Peterson's job is safe for now, and the Colts, I have no idea. It's been 5 weeks. This defense should not be this bad. They have players on that defense that should be making plays, that are good, that have been playing good, but their defense continues to suck ass. I don't know how this is even possible. Maybe it's the defensive coordinator. I don't know his name, but whoever he is, he needs to fix his shit because his shit's fucked. Every week the Texans play, and most of the time they win, but they always win in the least convincing fashion, channeling their inner 2022 Minnesota Vikings with this one. The Bills, on the other hand, played a sloppy game with terrible play calls and an overall bad offensive play, but still managed to almost win this game and probably should have won it. Now, going back to the Texans, once Nico Collins got injured with a hamstring injury, their offense looked very, very basic. And it seems like this offense really runs through Stroud to Nico Collins. And after he's out, their offense looks not very good. They stalled out and blew a 17-point lead. But luckily for them, the Bills had shitty play calls. They picked off C.J. Stroud at his 15 and decided to run 3 terrible play calls, causing a field goal. Giving it back to the Texans. The Texans stalled out, punt the ball. The Bills, with 25 seconds left, decide to throw the ball 3 times at their 1-yard line. Not run the ball and kill clock and kill timeouts. No, let's not do that. Let's throw the ball and waste time. Give the ball back to the Texans at the 50-yard line. The Texans have 7 seconds and 1 timeout. They need a 5-yard pass. C.J. Stroud, easy, gets the field goal. It's over. What are you doing, Sean McDermott? And Joe Brady, I like you. Well, that was a terrible game for you, my man. But most importantly, Sean McDermott, what the fuck you doing, man? Come on. And Josh Allen played a terrible game, but the Bills still managed to almost win. And now I'm starting to think that maybe the Ravens' win last week was not as impressive as I thought it was, because we're going to get to them in a second, but also, you know what I mean, the Bills, they're not looking too good these last 2 weeks. Texans, though, they look exactly the same, winning in at least convincing fashion, but hey, you're winning, so who the fuck cares? The Ravens, after one sound week of football, are back to giving me weekly panic attacks as they have a shootout with Joe Burrow and the Bengals. Now, this game pissed me off very much, but in the end, we of course won. But still, the defense confuses me. 1 week they look great, the next week they look like dog shit again. I'm starting to think that Bills' win was more on the Bills' offense being bad and the Ravens' defense being very good. And Lamar Jackson, oh boy, the things you make me feel. But even so, the Ravens offense could not stop the Bengals. But fortunately for us, a Marlon Humphrey's interception sends it to overtime, and then Lamar Jackson drops the ball. What are you doing, Lamar? Come on, man, what are you doing? But thankfully, Evan McPherson missed a field goal. Derrick Henry's beautiful big runs put Tucker in for an easy field goal that even he couldn't miss, giving the Ravens the win in a beautiful game we had on Sunday. Well, looks like Deshaun Watson and the Browns suck. Maybe you shouldn't have paid him that money, Cleveland. Cleveland, you guys did this yourself. You signed him. So, sorry, not sorry. To the Browns fans who've been there for years, I truly am sorry for you guys because you guys want to win. But to the Browns fans that gloated about getting Deshaun Watson and happy and saying he was good and he was a great person, you deserve this. So, you deserve this. Anyways, the Washington Commanders are looking great and are looking like the favorites for the NFC East and actually competent and actually look like a franchise future. In years past, they've won it, but this year feels different. Jaden Daniels may save this franchise. The Broncos are 3-2. You guys, I can't understand what's happening. They play like dog shit every fucking week, and they come in here and just win the goddamn game. At least Bo Nix played his best game of the year so far, and overall, the Broncos team looks just okay. It never looks that great. They win games. They're not beating, well, they beat the Buccaneers, but other than that, they haven't been great teams. Now, the Raiders, on their hand, had to blow a game 101. First, Devontae Adams not playing, of course. He's going to get traded. We all know this because Antonio Pierce basically just admitted it through subliminal messages. And now their offense looks terrible besides Brock Bowers. Gardner Minshew threw a 100-yard pick six, which is impressive to do. It's hard to do. It's actually probably easier to throw a touchdown pass than throw a pick 600 yards. And now they are 2-3 and kind of look dysfunctional again. This team could have been like 4-1, but they had to lose to the Panthers and the Broncos, for God's sakes. On the next game. The San Francisco 49ers are like that cocky ant you have. They talk a lot of shit, and most of the time they back it up. But when it's the most important day of their lives, they fuck it up, and you just laugh at them. That's what this game was. The Niners doing their thing, controlling the game for most of it. Then at the very end, they fuck it up. And a lot of people want to blame Brock Purdy, and I will blame Brock Purdy, goddammit. But it's not all his fault. The whole team kind of collapsed. The Arizona Cardinals, man, what else can you say? They blew it. They blew a 13-point lead. The Cardinals season stays alive. So Daniel Jones is the most confusing quarterback ever because I thought this man was a dead-to-right quarterback without his golden boy and Malik Neighbors, but apparently not. He played a very good game, and I would say his best game because he's not having his number one receiver out there. And the Seahawks, what the fuck, guys? You got home with advantage, you lost, you faced the Giants, and your defense plays like horse shit, and the offense played like horse shit. Now, Geno didn't have a lot of time because you're getting hit and smacked around every 5 seconds because the O-line is all injured. You know, the Giants' front seven is pretty good, but come on, guys, you got to be better than that. You're killing me over here, making me look stupid. Giants win. You know what? Overall fun game. Jordan Love had his first game back where he played pretty good, although he did have the funniest interception of the year so far. Actually, no, Will Levis still takes the cake, but he has one of the funniest. And now the Rams, despite all their injuries, still almost won this game and made it very competitive. That's what happens when you have a good quarterback and a good coach. This is very sad for the Rams because they could easily be a 3-2 team if their team didn't get hurt, or maybe 4-1. But that's the NFL, baby. Injuries are part of the game. You just got to deal with them, and sometimes too many injuries can fuck up your team, and that is what's happening to the Rams. Now the Packers, on the other hand, are back to being themselves and look to be going on a winning streak with Jordan Love and being good, etc., etc. You know what it is.
Please, God.
This is God.
You wanted a Steelers primetime game? You got it. I warned you. I warned all of you. Game delayed to 9:45 because of supersonic rainstorm, only to transpire as the stupidest football game of this year. Let's get this out of the way. This should have been a blowout for the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys dominated time possession and had way more yards than the Steelers and drove the field easily on offense, and their defense stopped the Steelers offense pretty well. The one issue the game was close is because Mr. Dak Prescott decided to do his best Phillip Rivers impression of keeping the goddamn Steelers in the game. But even so, this game was still very close. The Steelers still have a lead at the very end of the game, but the Cowboys had the ball and they're driving, and they drive all the way down to the 1, and it's an easy touchdown, but not so fast. Landon Robertson summons the ghost of Troy Polamalu, keeps the game alive. It comes to 3rd down. Dak Prescott throws incomplete. It comes down to 4th down. Mike McCarthy takes a timeout to regroup his men. Now we're back to the game, about to see the final play, and Mike Tomlin took a timeout. Why would you do that? Whatever. It comes out of this. Prescott, 4th down, drops back, surveying the field. He throws it, caught, touchdown, Cowboys win! Wow. That game was something, and it is truly a game I won't forget. This game was terrible. These teams are awful. What a time to be alive. And the Saints are back to being horseshit. I'm fucking pissed at this goddamn team. One thing is beating the Panthers. Whatever. You beat the Panthers 47-10. Then you beat Dallas in Dallas. I know Dallas isn't as good as the year, but that's an impressive-ass win. And then you know you do? You blow it against the Eagles. Then you do? You play a pretty solid game against the Falcons, which you, to be fair, whatever. Then you play like dog shit against the goddamn Chiefs. You sons of bitches. How dare you? How dare you gaslight the NFL the first 2 weeks? I spit on you. You cocks. And the Chiefs are winning games with Patrick Mahomes playing the most mid football I've ever seen in my life. 6 touchdowns and 6 interceptions, leading the MVP race, I think. It's fucking terrible. It's a disgrace to football. For all I'm concerned, the football gods should be casting down lightning bolts at the Chiefs stadium right now. But too bad the NFL gods are actually funded by the NFLPA. And that is all I have for this week, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed this week of football. It was certainly a pretty fun week. Probably one of the better weeks this year. And that's all I have. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.
Scoops it in, vacuums it home. Here comes Hubbard. Oh, he threw him away like a rag doll. And he throws in the end zone. Caught for a touchdown.